Hi everybody, today I'm recreating Game 7 of the 2016 World Series between the Chicago Cubs and the Cleveland Indians. Now just to refresh your memory, the Indians held a 3-1 lead and they blew that lead and they lost the series in the 7th game, although it was one of the greatest games of all time. And I kind of feel a little bit partly responsible because I was at the World Series game 1, 2, and 6, all 3 home games leading up to Game 7, but I just had such a big offer money-wise for my Game 7 tickets that I had to take it. Well, here we go. We're going to try to make things right here. Hopefully the Indians can win. I am a former season ticket holder for the Indians. I live in Pittsburgh. It's a 2-hour drive. I went to 42 Indians home games last year. Hey, look at this pickoff move. Nice move. So that's going to really clean things up here in this inning. There was a leadoff hit there by Dexter Fowler, but Corey Kluber with the pickoff move catches him napping. And I used to be a season ticket holder, but they took my season tickets away this offseason because I filled out a survey and I said that I attended half of the games last year. So I guess they considered me a scalper risk because they didn't want me to sell my other 41 tickets. So they gave me my money back, and I guess this year I'm just going to have to go game to game. Speaking of Indians tickets, they raised a lot of the prices for individual game tickets. Tickets go on sale on Monday online, and I just looked at some of the prices, and the bleacher prices really went up. You used to be able to get a bleacher ticket for any Indians game. It didn't matter if it was like a Saturday or July 4th or like a Monday, May 3rd game. Whenever. It was $10 no matter what. And now, some of the games I think are $13 or $14, and other games are, I want to say like $17 for upper level bleacher tickets. That, by upper level, I mean like the last, like 6 or 7 rows. So that's kind of disappointing. But hey, you can't blame them for raising the prices because, look, they went all out last season. They went to the World Series. They came within a swing of winning the whole thing. This offseason, they stepped up and they signed Edwin Encarnacion to a, $60 million contract? That was just a really big get. I mean, the Indians were number 2, I think, last season in runs scored, and Edwin Encarnacion is going to help them even be better. Then you got Michael Brantley coming back. You got some of these players with an extra year of experience, and I think the Indians are poised to clinch the division pretty handily. I would say by double-digit games in 2017. But anyway, this is a nice little pop-up here, and Ben Zobrist is going to be out. All right, so let's take a look at the Cubs here for a second. In 2017, basically everybody's got them winning all 162 games. It seems like every national columnist and radio personality just picks the Cubs they're going to go all the way. It's at the start of a dynasty, yada, yada, yada. You know what? They still have to play the games. I'm not so sure that the Cubs won't just get bounced out of the playoffs by the Dodgers or Nationals next year. Heck, even a wild card team. I think that the Mets are going to be right there for the wild card. Giants will be in the fight. You never even know. Maybe even the Pirates, Cardinals. And what just happened there? Did you see that? There was a wild pitch, and the wild pitch got away by 8 feet. Kluber ran home and covered the plate, and I slowed it down for you. It looked like he was out by at least 5 feet. The umpire just stood there and didn't even move. So now we have a tie game 1-1, and I mean that's a tough break because this is a really good pitcher's duel. We got Kluber and Hendricks, 2 of the best. I mean, that's the way it should be in game number 7, right? Let's see if I can take one. Oh, I shouldn't have even swung at that. I don't know why I swung at that pitch. That was way out of the strike zone. Reached for it, and that's what you get for chasing a pitcher's pitch. So a quick question to all you viewers out there. How many wins do you think the Cubs are going to have in 2017? Is it really going to be like 105 or what did they have last year? 103? And what's their floor like? If everything went wrong, do you think they'd miss the playoffs? Are they a lock for the playoffs right now? Like, if Jason Hayward just is awful again, if Javier Baez goes back to striking out one out of every 2 times like he did when he came up, if Jake Arrieta goes back to having mechanical problems and pitching like he did with the Orioles, what if Wade Davis has elbow problems? Didn't he have some elbow issues last year? Kyle Schwarber, can he play defense? I mean, yeah, he can hit, but can he play more than 6 innings? Is he going to have to come out of the game in the 7th, 8th, and 9th for defensive replacements? Anthony Rizzo is pretty solid. I think you know what you're going to get out of him. Ben Zobrist, what's he, like 36? Chris Bryant, MVP. I can't really see him stepping back too much. I think he's actually going to improve. The Cubs lost Dexter Fowler, right? So, I mean, there's a hole. I thought Fowler was great last year. What else? John Lester, is he going to be able to pitch without David Ross? David Ross is gone. So is that going to set him back a little bit? They're talking about raising the strike zone up a little bit, right? So if they raise the strike zone up, even like an inch or 2, is that going to affect Kyle Hendricks? Because he's a guy that lives off of balls that are down. I mean, if he has to bring it up an inch or 2, he doesn't throw like 97. He has to live on finesse. I think the Cubs could possibly struggle this year. And by struggle, I mean win 87 games. It's possible. Now, all that, of course, is like worst case scenario. I do think the Cubs will be in the playoffs this year. In fact, if I had to pick right now, I say what the heck. Let's do Cubs and Indians World Series again in 2017. The Cubs are going to have to get past the Dodgers. Indians are going to have to sneak past the Boston Red Sox. And let's just set it up again. It was a really fun series last year. I think that was one of the greatest World Series that we've had in quite some time. All right, so let's look at this game. It's 1-1 right now. I just can't square anything up. I put a couple balls out to the outfield, but I don't think I'm going to get a home run off Hendricks. This one's out there pretty good, but Chisenhall chases it down. That's a pretty good range from him. Didn't he come up as a third baseman a few years ago? He's done a pretty nice job over in right field. And I think in 2017 he's going to have to maybe split some playing time over there with, what do we got? Abraham Almonte, Tyler Naquin. Brantley will probably be out in left, right? There is a fly ball to Rajai Davis. By the way, Davis, if you're not familiar with the offseason moves, he's no longer an Indian. He signed with the Oakland Athletics, cashed in on his... He actually had a really good season. He's getting up there in age a little bit. He's like mid to late 30s, but he led the league in stolen bases and had that clutch home run off of Aroldis Chapman in Game 7. Hey, look at this. Nice bunt. Nice sack bunt there. Moves the runner into scoring position. By the way, Roberto Perez was kind of like he was a hero in the postseason. He definitely was. I remember during the regular season, there was a lot of snickers around the ballpark at his batting average. For a while, I mean, I felt bad for the guy because it was like 080. And, I mean, he had like, 30, 40, 50 at-bats, and he just could not get it going. And he definitely turned it around in the postseason. I would say he was one of the heroes of the postseason. I mean, obviously, the big heroes of the postseason were Kluber. With what he did was just outstanding. He basically anchored the entire staff. And then Andrew Miller, what he did was almost unheard of, just coming into every game and throwing multiple innings when they needed it the most. Didn't matter what part of the lineup was up, he would just come in and just mow them down. It was pretty interesting to watch the way the Indians used their bullpen. And now Kluber's in a little bit of trouble. This might be a run. Let's see if Davis could throw him out. No, he's safe. It's a 2-1 game. Cubs take the lead. I had Miller warming in the bullpen, but I thought that maybe Kluber could get out of it. So Francona, it doesn't even look like Terry Francona, by the way. That looks like a guy that's like maybe 20 years older. So Francona is going to take the long walk. Kluber is going to come out of the game here. Andrew Miller's coming in. Look at those stats. 29 Ks, 17 innings. All right, let's see if Miller can clean this up. A little bouncer, that should do it. Napoli's going to take that one to the bag. Napoli, by the way, is no longer an Indian. He's down with the Texas Rangers again for the third time. He kind of tailed off near the end of the season. He didn't do that much in the playoffs. His average ended up, 230, 240. He did get you 30 bombs, though. All right, we need to get some base runners here. It's getting late, and it's a 2-1 game. So I got to stop rolling these balls over and hitting ground balls here. I need to get a base hit. Napoli strikes out. He was known for the strikeout. He certainly did strike out a lot last year. But, I mean, most power guys do strike out an awful lot in today's game. All right, so Miller, let's see. There's a strikeout. Let's see if he can strike out the side here. One more to go. Sit down, Jason Hayward. That's strikeout number 3 of the inning. So Miller is just, that's what Miller does. Andrew Miller strikes out the side. All right, let's go. Base runners is what we need. Going opposite field there with a little ground out. That's not going to do it. Almost beat it out. Ramirez is pretty quick. We need him to hit 300 plus again this year. Chisenhall popped it up. Did a power swing there. I was looking for a quick tie, but didn't happen. So 2 quick outs here. And it looks like this one is going to be moving on to the 8th inning, still 2-1. So Miller is just going to probably stay out there until he just loses it. Basically what Francona did, he just left Miller out there. I don't know how many innings Miller pitched in the postseason, but it was a lot. Basically, if the Indians had a lead, Francona said, you're coming in and you're going to keep it at a lead for us until we can get to Cody Allen. Cody Allen, by the way, was just outstanding in the postseason. I mean, that guy, his numbers were just almost as good as Miller's, if not better. There we go. There's a strikeout. Sit down, Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber is one of my favorite guys in batting practice, but not during a game. Look at that. They're trying to steal with Chris Davis at the plate. And then you just ran yourself out of the inning. Do not steal on Roberto Perez. He's not having it. All right, so 2-1, 8th inning. Coco Crisp, that's like his 3rd hit today. Crisp was a really good pickup. They picked him up from the Oakland A's like in August. I think the A's said basically, we're not playing you anymore because we don't want to pay your salary, because I think he had some clauses. If he got a certain number of at-bats, he would get a nice little raise. Hey, Roberto Perez. He's a folk hero. All right, so there's nobody out. 1st and 2nd. This is big here. If I can get a home run, I'll take that. That might get... No. For a second, I don't know why I thought that was going to get down. I'm going to tag up, though. Maybe... Yeah, I'm in there. So 1st and 3rd. I just cannot hit a double play ball here. There's one out. Come on, Kipnis. That is going to be in there. That's going to get the job done. It's 2-2. I don't know. Maybe I should have sent the runner there, but Perez is pretty slow, and I don't want to get thrown out. All right, so it's now 2nd and 3rd, and there's only one out. So who's up next? Lindor. They're going to walk Lindor to set up a double play. That's pretty smart, I guess. I mean, Napoli's already hit into one double play today. It's possible he could do it again. Come on, Nap. There we go. That's going to be a sac fly at least. Maybe off the wall. That's a sac fly. So the Indians take a 3-2 lead. Could you imagine if this was a real game and you were there right now? That place would be going absolutely blanking crazy. I mean, the place would literally be shaking just knowing you only have 3 more outs to get in Game 7 of the World Series and your team is the home team. That would just be, I mean, that's something that I've never experienced. I've never been at a Game 7. I've been at a couple World Series before, but never anything like this. There's a nice little scene of Cleveland from across, what is that? That's the canal out there. And here we go, 3-2. Miller strikes out Bryant. 2 to go. Now Rizzo, lefty on lefty matchup. By the way, Miller's tired, but I'm leaving him out there until he proves that he... Oh, that was strike 3. This umpire's terrible. Who is this, like CB Buckner or something in Game 7? That was in the strike zone. He already blew a call at home plate where it gave them their first run. I'm going to go to the bullpen. Cody Allen, the closer. 1 out to get. That's all it takes. Look at those stats. 11.2 innings, 11 and 2/3, 22 strikeouts. Didn't give up a run in the postseason. I mean, those are some numbers. I'm going to skip my warm-up pitches because nobody wants to watch those. Comes down to this. Ball one. Francona is a little nervous there. There's a strike on the outside corner. So a 1-1 count. Let's see if we can get him to chase this one, go outside. That one might fall. Oh, Davis has the speed. He got to it. The Indians are the World Series winners. It didn't happen in real life, but it just happened now on the show. And guess what, everybody? It might happen in 2017. There's a good chance at it. If you're an Indians fan, you've got to feel great about your chances going into the season. I mean, the Indians have to be hungrier than ever. They have basically the same team back. They've actually improved their team. You got Andrew Miller for the entire season this year. You've got Edwin Encarnacion playing first base. He's just a slugger. You've got Michael Brantley coming back. You got Corey Kluber, who, I mean, heck, he's got to have so much confidence after the way he pitched in the postseason. Just give him the Cy Young right now. So the Indians are the World Series champions. This is the post-game show. They're going to show maybe some replays. They're going to show Lindor react. Lindor's he's going to be a superstar. He's already a superstar, but he's going to hit the next level in 2017. There's Francona. I swear that doesn't look like Francona. Is that just me? Who is that? Francona, Mickey Callaway, and that's a really awkward little dance they're doing there. But there's the trophy. It's being hoisted there. Fireworks are going off. The Indians have just broken 48 consecutive years without a World Series title. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the Indians get back to the World Series in 2017. Thanks for watching.